Hello everyone, Sharpedo43 once again bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. It's been a while since I actually did a Wi-Fi battle in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but the reason for that is obvious because I was actually dedicating a lot of my time to the PMU, which is a draft league. I don't know what it normally does in the PMU, but all I knew at the time was that they were doing a ORAS season, and I actually wanted to be a part of that, obviously, because I've never actually done a draft league in ORAS at the time, so I figured this would be a good opportunity to, try out a draft league in ORAS, so for the past couple months I've been doing just nothing but that, honestly. But now that it's over and I'm already starting to do a league in Generation 7, obviously, as opposed to Generation 6, I decided to get back into the Wi-Fi battles. However, this battle and a few other battles that I have right now saved here have all been done before I did the NGDL, which is the Gen 7 league that I'm doing right now. And I decided to, it's because the reason why I haven't showcased these battles is just because, honestly, I haven't had time to, honestly. But now I actually have some time to actually, make videos, and I decided to start uploading them. And probably delete them as well, just because honestly I am kind of running out of space, and since I'm still doing the NGDL, I might actually want to save battles from there, honestly. And I don't want to have these that I feel are not going to be that important in the long run anyway. So yeah, but yeah, so this is an NU battle, and my opponent, I forgot who he was actually, honestly. I'll put it in the title when I actually remember. So but yeah, his name is Nene here, porque es un nene, I don't know why, but yeah. So NU tier, and the team that I have here, this team I actually didn't make it, obviously, because I don't know how to team build, honestly. And I think it was a team that was supposed to be all I saw was that Pokemon MD, the guy who is good at battling Alliance Showdown, he actually threw that team somewhere in his Discord, I think, and I actually decided to pick it up. Unfortunately, that team actually had Slowbro, so as a result I kind of had to drop it and change it for something else, and I decided to slap Klotzer, just because I actually like the design of Klotzer. I really didn't know what else I wanted to slap on it. I just figured Klotzer because, first of all, it has a cool design, and second of all, it's a water type, just like Slowbro. And it does have some very powerful moves that it can use at its disposal, especially with that ability of Mega Launcher. I wanted to see how Klotzer works. I think it's not the first time I use Klotzer. I think I've used it before, but I just wanted to try it again, honestly. So as for my opponent, his team is full of things that I honestly don't know what they can do in NU, honestly, but we're about to find out in this battle right now. So yeah, bear with me if I end up getting lost somewhere, because yeah, that's just how it is for me in lower tier battles. It's just I get lost every time. So here we go. I'm gonna lead off with Steelix, and I believe he's gonna lead off with Home Depot. Puedes hacerlo, podemos ayudarte. I'm just kidding, that's the Rotom. And I actually wanted this matchup initially, and then I realized that this thing has Will-O-Wisp, and as a result I was like, oh, so it has that. For some reason it didn't occur to me that he would have Will-O-Wisp. I don't know why, but I went for Stealth Rocks thinking that nothing would ever happen to me from a Rotom, and I thought that at most he would actually want to switch out, but he ends up not doing that. And here I decided to switch out. I don't know why, honestly. I figured just go for the freaking Crunch or something, but I guess I didn't want to or something, but I just went into Whimsicott here as he goes for the Defog. Now here I go for the U-turn because I was thinking he would want to maybe switch out and not take a Specs Moonblast, but he unfortunately does stay in, so that actually sucks. And because I was afraid of him getting his own switch initiative with Volt Switch, I decided to just go back into Steelix right here, and that's exactly what he does. So here I was thinking, okay, I should probably either go for Crunch or go for Stealth Rocks before this thing potentially takes me out. And he does go for Hex, which I'll admit was not a move I was expecting on Rotom, and it does take me out with a crit. I don't know if the crit mattered, honestly, but if it did, that actually really sucks, and just goes to show you my luck, obviously. So here I don't get rocks nor damage on this Rotom, so as a result I just have to send in Whimsicott to do the damage for me. And it does do quite an amount that had I at least gotten that chip damage with Crunch from the Steelix, that would have probably KO'd it, and I would have been in a good position at least. But unfortunately it lives and gets switch initiative by Volt Switching, and he's gonna end up going into the Vileplume, which is not a good matchup for Whimsicott, obviously, because Whimsicott is X4 weak to poison moves. Unfortunately he does predict this switch, very obvious switch by the way, into Golbat, and ends up going for the Sleep Powder. Now at first I didn't think this was a big deal because Golbat is pretty dang bulky and NU with that Eviolite item on, and I didn't think like, I didn't think it would be too terrible that I put this thing asleep over something like Magmortar, for example, which I switch in, by the way, just because I wanted to see if I can actually have him go for, I don't know, something like Sludge Bomb or something. I don't know, maybe Leech Seed. I don't even know if it gets that or not, but I don't know, that's just what came to mind at the time. And instead we end up both, I think, switching into our own Magmortars, and I actually went for the Thunderbolt thinking, what's the worst this thing can do? And as you can see, he actually went for the freaking Belly Drum, which is like, holy freaking cranberries. And this Thunderbolt did absolutely nothing either, despite it being a Specs one, which was like, what? Actually, I don't think it was Specs, actually. I lied. This wasn't Specs. I think this was actually a Z move, which I think I should have gone for instead of the Thunderbolt, but unfortunately I didn't, and as a result this thing just now gets to KO me with Thunder Punch because it's a +6. I sent in Passimian hoping that he doesn't have Mach Punch, but he did, and while it didn't do as much as I thought it would, like, in fact I honestly thought it would KO me in one hit, but realizing that it wasn't stab, it didn't, and as a result I actually survived, and I do get to take out the Magmortar with a close combat, but unfortunately the Flame Body actually activates for this thing and actually burns me, which is like, wow, really? And this sucks because the next mon that he sends out here is Aerodactyl, which I could have so gone for close combat just for, you know, damage, you know. But, and look at the damage that I do right here while burned. Imagine if I wasn't burned, I would have either taken this thing out or at least had it weaken enough for something else to just revenge KO it. But unfortunately that wasn't the case, so Passimian just ends up going down as well. So that kind of sucks, obviously. Now here I'm just going to send out Klotzer to try to take a hit from this Aerodactyl if he tries to stay with it. And actually, yeah, I think I predicted him to switch out, honestly, because I didn't think he'd want to stay in, honestly. And I just went for U-turn instead. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. He goes into Rotom, which I'll admit, I was kind of hoping that the U-turn would KO the Rotom, but unfortunately didn't. And as a result, I kind of had to show what I'm going to go for. And I decided to go into Golbat because I only have 3 mons anyways, and I didn't want my Whimsicott to take too much damage. Not to mention, if I sent in Whimsicott, he would have just sent in the Aerodactyl again, honestly. Not that it matters because Golbat doesn't really take hits from Aerodactyl very well either way. I don't know. I just went into Golbat nonetheless, hoping to wake up from this sleep, which unfortunately I don't. And he goes for, I think, a Hex at first and then Volt Switch, and the Volt Switch was a crit. I don't know if it mattered, but even if it did, honestly, it wouldn't matter to the point of the fact that I was still asleep nonetheless. And because I was still asleep, I couldn't even roost, so here comes this Medicham, which is faster than my Golbat anyway, so it would have probably just gone for Thunder Punch anyway. I don't know. It really depends, and it's Life Orb, so maybe it would have taken me out, I don't know. But yeah, that kind of sucked that I couldn't wake up and I got crit with Volt Switch. So here I just go into Whimsicott now just to get some damage on this, on something if he doesn't end up staying in with the Medicham. He ends up going into Rotom, which is smart because he's actually sacking this for fodder. He saved this for fodder, basically. And now he brings it out to basically fodder it. And now he's going to send out Aerodactyl, which I'll admit, I was actually hoping that he'd go for the Aerial Ace right here. And I decided to hard switch into the Klotzer just because I wanted to see if I can actually take an Aerial Ace, then a Stone Edge, then go for, I think, Ice Beam, just in case he switches in the Vileplume, predicting the Water Pulse, because yeah, I do have Water Pulse on this Klotzer, and I wanted to make sure that I can actually take out or do some damage to take this out or do damage to the Vileplume. So that's why I went for Ice Beam right here. He ends up going for the Stone Edge, and I was actually hoping it would miss so I can at least still be healthy, but unfortunately not, and he ends up getting all the damage he needs for literally anything on his team to revenge KO me. Now here he's gonna go into Medicham, and honestly there's really nothing I can do, honestly. So the only thing I can do right here now, and this is something that I thought was actually pretty ballsy at the time, I decided to switch in Whimsicott, hoping that he actually tries to go for the Thunder Punch here. I mean, if he didn't have Thunder Punch, he would probably have Ice Punch, but he ends up having Thunder Punch here, as you can see. And unfortunately he does paralyze me, which again really just sucks because I could have probably gotten another Moonblast right here and at least either taken out this Medicham or maybe have, I don't know, gotten damage on something on his team, which I don't think was much at the time. I don't know. I took out his Magmortar, I took out his Aerodactyl, and I took out his Rotom. I don't know if maybe taking out the Medicham would have like helped me in the long run, but I don't know. It would have just helped in the differential side anyway, so, but unfortunately I just end up losing 3-0. There was a lot of RNG in this battle that was not in my favor, honestly. But I mean, I don't know what to tell you, honestly. The reason why I decided to showcase this battle nonetheless was just because you guys can see how savage the RNG has been with me, honestly, in these past several times that I battled. But what are you gonna do? Either way, that's gonna be the whole battle. And thank you all for watching. I'll catch you guys for another battle, because I actually have a few battles saved here, and I actually want to, you know, get them out of the way so that I don't have to have them in my versus record anymore. Because like I said, I'm doing some league battles now, and I actually want to save, or have room to save them, obviously, if I like it, obviously. But anyways, I'll catch you guys for the next battle. For now, just take it easy and have a good one.